Yeah, getting recorded. Hi, Rashmi.
Hi.
Okay,
So,
you're doing one manual process, two automation tools,
yes,
scripts execution, right? For the same system.
yes,
So, which
yeah,
is Terraform and CloudFormation.
yeah.
Okay, first you please explain your PPT, then later on follow the manual process.
Okay. Yeah, so in this demo, I'm going to execute this web server with RDS using RDS accessing through the NAT gateway in private network. And I'm doing first, I'll show you manually, then Terraform, and then using CloudFormation automation. Yeah. So this is the basic architectural diagram. One EC2 Linux in web server. This is to access. So in here, I'm just configuring the Nginx. So I can instead of Apache, we can access Nginx web page. So that is public server, and in private server that I'm configuring RDS DB MariaDB instance. So for that, I have one public subnet and two private subnet. Two private subnet should be the for the DB subnet group in RDS. So I have two private subnet. Then one in private network, I'm accessing internet through the NAT gateway, and this public network, this internet gateway. That's all about this diagram. So I'll move on to the solution steps. First, I need to configure VPC. Uh, So this is the prerequisite. If you are accessing through the IAM user, it should have these three access. Then I'm going to create the VPC. VPC here it's giving it has given the CADR 192.168/16. Then this is two-tier architecture with single VPC and two subnet, one public and one private subnet. So only one VPC is required here, and then we can need a subnet. We need public subnet and private subnet. We are giving according to that VPC range. One is 10.0.1.0/24 and another one 10.0.2.0/24. I just want to correct here the VPC block. It should be 10 range. So then I need to create internet gateway and I need to attach to the public subnet which I have created. First I need to attach with the VPC. Then I need to create a route table. I need to route table public and again public and private route table. So I have to associate the public subnet to the public route table and private subnet to the private route table. And I need one more thing is I need to attach internet gateway to the public route table. Then this the EC2 instance can access internet from this public subnet. So next I need to create security group, one for web server and another for RDS. So that the security group it should allow HTTP and TCP. Then similarly for RDS also I need to allow RDS, this particular security group should be allowed. 330 seats should be allowed. Next is I need to launch EC2 instance. EC2 instance should have a public internet. So I need to launch in public subnet. So while launching itself, I can mention the subnet. And here I'm mentioning attaching the bootstrap script for the Nginx web page. Then I can access the public instance. Then I need next processors to attach NAT gateway because to access RDS doesn't have internet. For that we need NAT gateway to access in private network. So I'm creating a NAT gateway, and I'm attaching with the public subnet which I have created. Then it should be under it will come by default to the VPC associated with the public subnet. And route, after creation of NAT gateway, I can modify the route in the private route table, and in the NAT gateway I can mention. So after creation of NAT, I can create a subnet group, DB subnet group. DB subnet group, I have already created 2 private subnets. That subnets I can mention, and the VPC I can mention, and the availability zone, and I can name it. Then I can launch instance. In the instance, I'm going to choose MariaDB. Then I need to configure the username, password, the type which I need. uh, Everything I'm going for the basic one, because this is just for demonstration. So, and the more advanced configuration we are going, more chargeable it is. So this all the one thing I need to know, then subnet group, which should that should be the one which I have created before earlier. That subnet group should be associated, and that VPC also should be associated. Then security group also we have created for this RDS, that should be associated. So after that, we can connect to the DB instance. In order to connect to the private network, first we need to connect to the public net server. So connect to the web server first, then we can connect with these commands, like we can connect to the RDS. So this is what I'm going to show in this manual demo.
Yeah, you can stop explaining PPT up to manual demo. First you finish manual demo, then you come back for automation demos,
Sure.
explaining the PPT. That way it will be clear for the other
Okay.
people also. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And by showing the slides, you can explain manual demo setup.
Okay. So I have logged into the AWS. So my first task is to create. Uh, I'm using in the same window the slide. Okay. So first I need to create a VPC. I'm giving name as VPC. I'm going to give the CADR 10.0.0/60. Then after creation, now I need 2 subnets. Subnet I'm going to associate with the VPC. I need public subnet. Next, I need private subnet. I need 2 private subnets since I'm using RDS. So I need to choose manually availability zone here because that two subnets availability zone should be different. So if you're leaving it for default, it might take same availability zone. So in order to avoid that, I'm choosing manually.
You are using different names for the parameters, right? In manual setup.
Yes.
Because it should
Yes.
not clash for your scripts.
Okay.
Make sure
Okay.
you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yes. 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 So this is my second private subnet.
At the end of the names, you can add M. M stands for manual, basically. Okay, that way it will be
Okay.
easy for you to understand. And if it is Terraform T, if it is CF, C, you
I
can put.
have given different name for tags for this Terraform and CloudFormation,
Okay,
so I
okay,
don't it will
okay, fine.
clash. So I've created the subnets. Next, I need internet gateway. I'm going to attach with the VPC. So next task is to create route table. Still public route table. We need two route table. So next one is private route table. So now I need to associate the subnets. Okay, so I'm going to associate the subnet. So public route table, I'm going to associate public subnet. Next task is I need to edit route. In public route table, I need to attach internet gateway. So we can go back to the private route table. Here, I just want to associate the subnet. So the two subnets which I have created has been associated with the private route table. So I cannot route, I cannot change the routes here, edit the routes here. I don't have any other services right now. I need to, I'm here, I'm using NAT gateway. So I'm going to create one NAT gateway in order to route the traffic. So I'm going to associate the public subnet. I've associated one elastic IP. So NAT gateway creation, it takes some time. In between, I can launch an EC2 instance. I'm using Ubuntu instance here. I'm going to associate public subnet since this is public network. I'm going to enable AutoSend public IP. I'm going to this bootstrap script here. So I'm going to create one new security group. One I could have created earlier, so that's fine. I'm here. New security group I'm going to create. SSH is anywhere. HTTP is also anywhere. And the rules is MySQL. I'm giving the range of the security group. So VPC. Existing key pair I'm going to use. So now we can check the status of NAT gateway. It must be up. Yeah, now it's up. So now we can route. So we need NAT gateway in private instance. So I'm going to the private route table. I'm going to edit the route. So I have routed the private route table with the NAT gateway. Now I think the instance must be up. Yeah, we can see the web page nginx.
Is on public EC2, right?
Yes, public EC2. So now I can go back to the next step is I need to create RDS. So before creating database, we need subnet group. I'm going to create one new subnet group. the VPC I am going to attach. So availability zone, it must be 2A, 2Z for the both private subnet. So I have created now, I can go back to the database. So I'm going to create a RDS database. So I'm choosing MariaDB here. I just put demonstration. I need test dev bar test DB instance identify this default name. I'm just keeping. So master username here. I'm just using the default one admin. Since this we should be well noted this username because this is used at the time of connecting to the RDS instance. So password now we can set. Now I need to create instance class. So this burstable classes is comparatively cheaper. So storage, I'm just leaving to the default one. So enabling auto scaling is not required, and do not want any standby instance. So next is VPC1, which I have created. Okay, sorry, I missed one more thing. I need to create one security group for this server as well. That RDS instance, I need one security group. Okay, so I'll create here.
After this, just walk through the slide, what all the things you have done, explain it.
Okay, sure. For RDS instance, we need only one rule to be allowed, that from the VPC range serial block of this web server, what we have created, that ID we are giving. So I think I need to refresh this. MariaDB and the dev test already explained all this, so I'm just going quickly. Are you getting any background noise? I'll
Yes.
stop here. So storage type, yeah, general purpose. So this VPC and the subnet group is which I have created now. No. And here this access doesn't need any, it doesn't need auto assign public IP, if anything. It should be highly secured. It should be in private network. So I'm going to give no. And the security group, I'm going to choose existing. I'll create one new security group. Okay, so availability zone, I'm not going to give any preference. So this port should be opened. So this is the charge which this will be incurred. So it takes some time to create RDS instance. I have created DB subnet to launched instance. Now it needs some time to come up. It's in creating stage. So now after that I can connect to the web server. So in between I can connect to the web server now and I can do the initial tasks. I need to install MariaDB client. Still in creation stage.
Okay, meanwhile, just walk through the slide, whatever you have done it.
Okay. Created VPC subnets, then gateway associated with public subnets and NAT gateway associated with the private subnet, then security groups, then EC2 instance launched in the public subnet and configured for the Nginx set. So able to access the Nginx web page. then sorry, NAT gateway I didn't create it. I created after that NAT gateway, and then route then configured the private route table with the NAT gateway. Created a DB subnet group with the private subnet and two availability zone, two private subnets I have created. I associated with the DB subnet groups and two availability zones. Then launched RDS DB instance with all those requirements I have given, like MariaDB and configured the username, password, chosen the type, required burstable classes, and attached with the VPC associated with the subnet group, and yeah, that's all. And the port already the by default, so that's all about this DB instance, RDS DB instance creation. Then I just connected to the primary web server instance, and I just upgraded and installed my MariaDB client. So next I need to connect to the RDS. For that, the RDS server should be up. So I'm waiting for that.
So your MariaDB client is sitting in public EC2.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, you can explain the code for Terraform.
Yes, yes, I will do
You
that.
can save the time, demo time.
Yes, yes. Okay, so this is the main file. Okay. So Terraform code, I'm doing the same setup. AWS provider, and this is the version. Then my IAM user ID and password, and the region I'm declaring a variable, so that I can change for multiple regions. I can try with the same code that with more convenience. So that I'll explain in the variable. So region is variable. Then is VPC. VPC is since this is I have named as Nginx because the web server I'm accessing a Nginx web page. Then CDA block is also variable, and then I have subnet. I need to create subnet. First is primary subnet, that is a public subnet. I'm giving name as subnet 1 CDR, and VPC ID also is Nginx VPC ID, which I have created here. This is that. Then block CDA block is variable. So subnet 1 variable, it's already the. So VPCCAD block is the variable here, and for this demo, I'm giving value as 10 dot range 10.0/16 range, and the region is also variable. But for this demo, it's US2. So the variable what I'm declaring everything in this variable .df file itself. I'm mentioning the values, giving the values for the variables. So then subnet 1, I'm giving 10.0.1/24. So that is for subnet 1. And one more thing is environment variable is for tags. So yeah, in this prefix is always for every resources here, the prefix will be nat with nginx. So that is the environment variable I'm giving. So that is so prefix is nat, and the suffix I'll give according to the resource name. So here for this I'm giving as subnet 1. Then is internet gateway. Internet gateway I'm giving name in IGW, and the VPC should be the first VPC, same VPC ID. So I copied that, and the tags I'm giving name ends with IGW. Then we need another subnet. Subnet 2, this is for private subnet, and this is a subnet which we are going to attach NAT gateway. So I am giving the VPC ID. In subnet, there should be VPC ID, CID block, and the availability zone. So this availability zone should be specific because in order to have access create subnet group in RDS. So I'm mentioning the availability zone here, declaring in variable, and the variable I can say availability zone 1 is to B, and availability zone 2 is to C, and 3 is to A. So one is this one subnet 2 is that 2 variable is that 2, that is the name I have given here. Then is subnet 3. Subnet 3 is variable is the CADR is subnet 3 CADR. Subnet 3 CADR I have given value 10.0.3. So that is var dot subnet 3 CADR, and the availability zone is AZ3, and it is US East 2 is the value here I have declared. So then VPC ID is same. So 3 subnets totally created. So now I need Elastic IP for the private subnet 2, which I'm going to create a private network. So Elastic IP creation, this is the syntax resource. Then this is the attribute for this Elastic IP, AWS EIP, and this is the module. And then name we can give according to our convenience, and it should be associated with the VPC, and then name I have given ends with EIP. Then I have to create route table. First is route table 1. Route table 1 is should be two route tables should be there, because two network, one is public and two tier architecture. So public route table I'm giving name and attached with the VPC ID, and the route we have to specify the internet gateway which we have created earlier. So internet gateway ID is the attribute for the internet gateway, that is gateway ID. So CAD block, it is CADRs underscore block. So that is 0. It should be anywhere. And then gateway ID, this is the syntax like AWS internet gateway dot the name which we have given dot ID and the tags. So after routing for the public subnet, need for the private subnet, we need to give the resource as AWS NAT gateway and name, and then the elastic IP which we have already created. So that attribute is allocation ID, then AWS underscore elastic IP dot the name dot ID and the subnet ID. So subnet here is the subnet 1. So the NAT gateway should be associated with the public subnet. That's the reason we are giving the subnet 1. Next is route table. We have to route the traffic with the NAT gateway. We have to associate NAT gateway to that private route table. So VPC ID we have given as usual. Then the NAT gateway should be there in the destination. That we NAT gateway underscore NAT underscore gateway underscore ID, and that AWS underscore NAT underscore gateway. This is the syntax. First is this is the syntax, and this is the variable here NAT gateway ID which we have created. Then route table association, we have to associate route table as we have done in manual. So here association, two route tables are the private and public. So public route table we are associating with the public subnet, that is subnet 1. So subnet underscore ID and sub variable is subnet underscore 1 underscore CAD, which we have named. That variable we have to associate. Similarly, the public route also. So next is private route table. Private route table, AWS subnet and private route table that we have subnet 2 and the private route table ID. This is the name we have variable we have given for the private route table that we have given, and this is the syntax AWS route table for the route tables. So next is we need security group. We need two security group, one for public and another for RTS. So this one is for public instance. So public instance, we need to give the VPC ID and the name. We can give instance SG I'm giving. So the names and the tags both are different. The names is the variable which we are using throughout the Terraform code. Wherever there is association, this name we are going to give. Tags is like the one which going to appear in the AWS console for our reference. So VPC ID should be the and the ingress and the egress rules. Ingress HTTP and SSH are allowing here. Then is internet gateway. Okay, this is for the instance creation. Instance creation syntax is resource AWS underscore instance and the name of the instance, and the instance type is T2 micro, and the AMI I'm mentioning here. I didn't declare AMI in variable. I can do that as well, but for this code I didn't use. But key name I have used. It's variable key name, but I have given value for that. Yeah, here this demo, it is AWS automation keeper which I have created. So the security group IDs, it should be in strings. So that is why AWS security group, that is a syntax dot the name of the security group which I have created. That name is this NSG dot ID. Then subnet ID. Subnet is first subnet, that is subnet 1, public subnet. Next is user data. This is kind of bootstrap here, which in order to access this Nginx web page, I have created one shell script with this for this Boost web engine setup. So that I have attached, I have declared here. Then associate public IP address should be true. If we miss those, there won't be any public IP to the instance. Next resources RDS instance creation. For that, one is AWS DB subnet group. We have to create first. I'm giving name as DB, then name, and then description. It's doesn't matter much. Then subnet IDs. I have to give three subnets. If you remember, we have created. So the second and third, that two is public. That subnets we have to mention. Since this is in private network, that two private subnet we have to mention. Subnet 2 and subnet 3. So next is DB instance creation and the name. I'm giving RDS MySQL. Then everything I have declared in variable identifier. Identifier is its name, nothing but the name, my DB RDS. How we can identify this DB, that's all it's about. Then allocated storage, that is also variable, it's 10 GB here. Then engine is MariaDB. Here for this demo, we can change if we want in this code itself, then we can execute again that. Then engine version, here it's declared the version. If we are declaring for MariaDB, we should mention the MySQL version as well. Then is instance class. Instance class is burstable. Sorry, instance class is T2 micro. And next is name. So name I have given here, it's DB name. And the next is username and password. This should be remembered. If you're doing manual, this should be remembered. Otherwise, we'll not be able to connect to the RDS and password. So that's all we have declared in variable. Next is a subnet group. So this is the attribute DB subnet group name and AWS DB subnet group, and the variable I have named as DB.id. And skip final snapshot I'm giving true. Then it will avoid unwanted time and charge. Then tags as usual and DB. Next is security group. Security group for DB. VPC should be the same VPC ID, and the name I'm using default here. And the protocol is it's allowing this in this code, it's allowing the all traffic. Yeah, that's all about this Terraform code. So
Where is your user data?
User data is here.
Okay, this is the shell script you are calling in main file, right?
Yes.
Nginx, simply you are installing it. Just okay. Okay, just you are creating RDS and installing my MariaDB. No database creation, no table creation, no data upload, right? In this demo.
No.
Okay. Now let us check RDS status.
Okay. It's created now.
Just you test from client.
Okay.
MariaDB client is configured, right? In the
Yes.
one more thing, in your script, there should be MariaDB setup also, right? Client setup in public EC2, right? In shell script. I did not see that.
A Terraform script?
Yes. Did you add that? See, you installed MariaDB in this one, right?
Yes.
In EC2, public EC2,
Yes.
client, MariaDB client. The same thing should be there in Terraform script also, right?
Yes, actually, I have added with the normal MySQL installation like that. I have added that shell script. In RDS, I'm not much sure, and I just
No,
stop
but
from
manual
the
setup when you are doing MariaDB client also, you can do in shell script. Should execute, right? So
Yes, sir.
you can update now, add that particular line, shell script in the shell script.
Okay.
The fourth line you can add it. Shell script in the shell script.
Here itself.
Yeah, obviously this is a shell script you are calling in the user data, right?
But for different instance, right? That is fine.
No, but where are you installing MariaDB? Where did you install MariaDB in the manual
Yeah,
setup?
yeah.
In the
Same,
public
same
server only,
instance.
right?
Yeah.
Under Nginx server only you install it, you are trying to connect it. Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And your groups are mapped, right?
Yes. Okay.
Then after that, nothing is there, right?
No.
Okay, okay, you save the script.
Yeah, I've saved. So
Okay, so what is the current status? You are connecting to RDS, right?
yes. I've installed already MariaDB. I can check that.
Yes, you check it.
Yeah.
Okay, now is it possible to connect to RDS MariaDB? There you
Yes.
install MariaDB or MySQL?
It's MariaDB.
Okay, same copy, right?
So I need to this syntax. I need the endpoint. I need to copy the endpoint.
Yes, RDS endpoint.
Master username.
That you have given already in the front end, right?
Yes.
Same password you are going to give it. Is it hard coded in the Terraform script? This particular RDS user ID password
Yes,
for
yes.
now. For now,
Yes.
yeah. In live, you need to do parameterization for that.
Yeah.
You should not add those things credentials in the script.
Okay, okay.
Right. So
Now
now
I'm
you are connected to the MariaDB. Can you list the
yes.
databases? There should be command, right? Describe. Show databases, yes. So MySQL and this one. Okay, fine. That's fine. Now manual setup is done with RDS in private subnet, and you are connected with MariaDB client from public server. This is
Yes.
the aim to set up those servers,
Yes.
both sides, public and private subnets. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let us move forward with Terraform.
Yeah. So shall I delete this database?
Yeah, you can delete it. It takes some time, right? Delete
Yeah.
RDS completely.
Okay, now it will not get deleted. But that's okay. Let me terminate this instance also. So now I'll go back to this.
You have three various set of copies will be there today
Yes.
in the demo. Same setup.
Yeah. That will create multiple subnets and
Yes,
VPCs.
multiple subnets, multiple RDS, all those.
Yes,
You have
yes.
to remove
That's why
it
I need to
immediately. With
avoid.
script, you can destroy immediately, but manual setup it takes some time.
Okay. Now I'm going to show the script. So I'm going to create one new folder. This is one which I have practiced.
Is for Terraform, right?
Yes. So I am copying the main file and the variable file, the Terraform and the user data. Going to this location. Going to initialize this Terraform.
Yeah, you connected to the local CLI to AWS, right? With IAM.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're
I have
using the
already
same
connected
credentials.
that. Yes, yes.
So now you're running, okay, initializing it is doing, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Now it's initialized. Now I
Mm.
can check all this through this plan. So now it's asking for the password because I have mentioned as I have not given password actually. Environment variables I have set, so I need to enter password here. All other I have declared the values of the variables. For password I didn't do.
This password is
So
for which one?
dem RDS.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
If
manually need.
you
Mm.
yeah. So the password I didn't give
Mm.
value. Yeah,
User data
it
you
will
mentioned.
be to environment variables. It will be
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now I'm going to apply, so I can go through this. Whatever the resources I have created, all this information I can see with this Terraform plan.
Mm-hmm.
If we are applying, this will be created.
Mm.
Need to give yes.
There's a sound coming.
Okay, I'll speak. Talk to them. Front end, we can check. Yeah, instance has been created now. For DB instance, it will take some time. That's why for primary public instance already created.
You can check the Nginx server IP, right? That
Yeah.
URL. Yet to install it.
Yes.
What is the output it showed? IP address you printed and the output values.
Yeah, now it's
Yes,
coming.
public server is working.
Yes.
Now check the RDS instance. What are the databases?
Okay. It's creating now.
Okay.
I'm going to delete my extra VPCs which created for the previous demos
Manual. Yep.
manually. Because this one I have created manually, so I cannot use any codes.
If you delete VPC, all the things will be deleted, right?
Yes.
If you don't have EC2s in that subnets.
Yeah. I can check, connect to the instance and check if MariaDB is installed or not. I have
Yeah,
given
right.
in this script, right?
SSH you can do that.
No. Not yet install. I think some changes we need to do if we are doing install this MySQL to this shell script. When I tried before, like this direct commands, I added something extra in that. I have practiced for another demo actually that I didn't include here.
Okay, fine. In the next demo, you can do that.
Yeah.
Now, only MySQL client is not yet worked it with the script, right?
Yes.
That's fine. Now, RDS has got a database from the front end, you check it.
Now it's available. We can check.
Click on the RDS, check.
Yeah.
Is it the
So
same
I
name?
manually, yes, I can check if we're able to connect to RDS or not.
Through endpoint, right?
Yes. installing MariaDB client.
Manually you are doing it.
Yes, just to check
No.
this code is correct
Yeah,
to
database
access
is
access.
yes.
So next I need to run this. Endpoint I'm copying.
Hmm.
Master username, since I have given values in the code, I can look and I can check. If you're doing manual demo, manual way, we should remember that. So here the username is my user.
Hmm.
Yeah, connect to the
So
database,
you are connected
MariaDB
to the
database.
MariaDB of RDS, the private
Yes.
subnet. Okay, good. Fine.
So now
Yeah, now you
that's
show how to destroy that setup
okay.
from Terraform, entire setup.
So
That is
now
the
I
last
need
step,
to
right?
yes. So I can give environment variable as for this username also for extra security I can do.
Hmm. Okay.
It takes some time, I think.
Yeah, that is fine. Now what you can do, go back to CloudFormation. Let it
Yeah.
take its own time. RDS, it takes some time, right? So we can finish
Yes.
the demo for CF in the meanwhile.
Yeah.
CloudFormation, right?
Yes.
You have code everything.
Yes. So this is the code I have written for this CloudFormation for the same activity. So CloudFormation, this is using YAML code. So the first one is I need to mention the version, and this is same as for the web server with RDS using NAT gateway, and the parameters is first is environment name. I'm giving so environment name, it comes as a string, like it would be prefixed to every resource name. So I'm declaring the parameters as one is environment name, and the one is key name, another one is VPC CADR. Next is public CADR, then private CADR. So yeah, subnet 1 and subnet 2 CADR, and all these are the parameters I'm going to give. So the parameters, whatever we are giving, we can have an option to give at the time of the stack creation. After at the time itself, we can give the values whatever we need here. So the uh, key name is the key pair name which we can give according to our. Then is VPC CADR. So the VPC CADR is the range is 10.0/16 here. So this description is to enter the IP range, and it's a string, and here default value which whatever I'm giving, it will come in that parameter. Similarly, the public subnet one CADR. So the default value I have given. So if I'm changing this default for key name, I didn't give default. So since I didn't give default, I need to enter at the time. I can show you once I open the CloudFormation. So key name I need to enter, and the enrollment name also I need to enter. But see, subnet 1, subnet 2, all the CADs I have given the default one, so that value will come at the time of creation. Next is three subnets we need, as we discussed many times for this demos. We need one public and two private. Similarly here, three CADs for that, 1, 2, 3. Then is DB class. I have to mention DB class is RDS instance class, and the allowed values. Only these two allowed values are there. So anything apart from that, it will not choose. Then is constraint description is DB class parameter. It's only have this value. Next is the default one. It takes in the class as T2 micro and the master username. I have given showed you just now for the Terraform. Similarly, here this master username, this is the master username in order to connect to the DB instance, username and password. So username, the requirement as maximum length 10, and the default here I have given name as DB admin. If I don't give, I have to enter that also. Then this is the allowed. So if you are violating this pattern, it will not accept. Then no echo means it will not, we cannot able to see that. It will come as encrypted password. Password should not be able to see directly. Then is master password, that also similar way, like the minimum length and the requirements part. Then it is also we cannot see, it is coded. Then multi availability zone. So it is asking description as enable multi availability zone or not. So we can have yes or no. So we have two option, true or false. We have two allowed values here, true or false. But here we are for default we are using false. This, if you remember the manual, we are giving multiple, we have given multiple options like multi availability zone, password, username. There also I have kept for now. Here in code we are using name statement as false. Then is allocated storage. Allocated storage is the storage minimum, maximum, and here default I have given as 8. Next is resources. Resources is whichever the services which we need to access, we need to complete this activity. We have to declare all this. VPC is the internet gateway, is the EC2 instances, the everything. Subnets are the, and the route tables are the. So resources VPC is first we are going to declare, and the CADA block we have already declared that, so that we are referencing that. So refer, this is the code, VPC CADA, and DNS support is true, and host name should be true. Then tags is referring the environment variable we have given in the parameter side, that environment variable. Then is internet gateway creation, internet gateway, and referring the name internet gateway. And this is the syntax, it's under resources, AWS EC2 resource. So EC2 resource, this is the internet gateway. Then is attaching internet gateway to the VPC. So that activities internet gateway attachment, and under resource EC2 VPC gateway attachment we have to name, and the internet gateway ID is the important factor here. So we have to refer the internet gateway which we already declared. So internet gateway already created that, it should call from that. VPC already created, so it should call from the VPC which we have created, VPC ID. Subnet, similarly subnet also it needs one VPC, that should get from the VPC which we have created. And availability zone, it should take some random availability zone according to this. There is nothing, no preferences. Then is public subnet one CADR. It should take, this is for internet public subnet, so it should take that CADR. Then in order to auto send public IP, we need to give this code to map public IP on launch. It's true, we have to give. So next is tags, which is environment name, then adding extra. Environment name already declared at the time of creation. Then public subnet extra name we are adding. Next is private subnet 1 and private subnet 2. Similarly, how we have created public subnet, similar way we can create two private subnets also.
Can we please do one thing? Just hold this code explanation. Let us run the CF template. It takes some time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let us save that time in the demo.
Yeah.
Now your distro is going on, right? With Terraform setup.
Yes.
Check it.
Sorry, I didn't give yes. I should have given.
Okay.
Now it will start.
Yeah, okay. So let us do CF running also, stack creation. Then we can come back and explain the code.
Yeah.
You're doing a best comparison between Terraform and CloudFormation also. So that shows very well your skills are very valuable for anybody with two tools processes.
Yeah. So I'm going to create one CloudFormation stack. I have already ready-made template with me. So I am giving this option. I have on my local machine. So I'm going to upload my script. So I
Yeah, one
accepted the
minute.
script.
Hold on. Just take a tab, open another window, view designer. Is it working, that part?
No, actually, no.
Not working. I mean,
Yes.
there is some issue with the view designer in CloudFormation. Even I faced it
Mm-hmm.
that day. I showed you, right?
Yes.
If it is working, the architecture should come. No, not so. Oh, okay. It's
It's
pulling.
coming now.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So you can increase the screen, just show the picture.
Sorry.
Okay, RDS is there. Right.
It's not.
Okay. Yeah. Bottom RDS is there and two private subnets, right side, I think, right? And one public subnet,
It's not
right?
visible.
Hmm?
Yeah. It's not much visible. If you're increasing size, it's not covering everything.
Okay. Leave it. Just I want to check
Yeah.
view designer to show. Okay, fine. Now you please go back to the stack and execute that stack.
Okay. So the stack name I can give.
Hmm. CF RDS.
Yeah. So storage, I have given on the code the default values
Hmm.
storage.
Hmm.
So it's coming here.
Hmm.
Yes, not this. Yeah, storage I have given default. So that's why it's coming here, and the DB class also default. Environment name I didn't give, so I have to give the environment
Hmm.
variable. Key name I have not given, so I have to choose key name here. Then password, since and the username I have already declared here, the default value. So it's already here, and it's not we cannot see as the text. It's coded. Then all the CADR ranges also I have given in the parameters. I have already given the default value, so it's taking that. So next is I'm not going to make advanced changes in this anything like IAM role or this stack failure options or the stack policy, or I'm not going touching this advanced options now. So I'm going to the next stage. So these are the parameters which I have declared here: storage, DB class, environment name, key name, username and password, availability zone, multi-asset. Since this is RDS, we have two options: enable multi-asset or not. Then private subnet to public subnet, CADRs. These all are the parameters. Next is I can go ahead and create this stack. It's in progress. I can go back to the explanation.
Yeah, code explanation. Yeah, please do it.
Yeah. So I was in this RDS, not here. Private route table creation for this private subnet 1 and 2. Subnet, two private subnets we need to create, like how we created public subnet, and it was like it was referring private route table ID, which we have created private route table. Both was referring to this private route table ID, and the subnet was this private subnet 1, and this is private subnet 2.
Yeah, move on.
Another thing is it's not mandatory to create two route table for this. Not necessarily for the private subnet 2. It doesn't need route table because we don't have any instance or anything attached to that. We just need one subnet because and we are not enabling multi availability zone. It's not required. Only one route table with the only one private subnet need a route table because we are accessing RDS. For that only we require. Anyway, it's there in the code. And the next is RDS security group. This is a security group for the RDS, and it's referring to the VPC ID. Every security group we should mention the VPC ID, and this protocol we have to mention, and then the tags, and the most important thing is the inbound and outbound rule. That is, it should allow the 330 it is the port for the MySQL/Aurora. Then similarly for web security group, it's allowing HTTP and SSH, and it's referring to the same VPC. Next is web server creation. How we created RDS. Similarly, we need web server instance also. It's the comes under the resource EC2. It's the instance, and instance type is T2 micro. AMI I am mentioning here. So the key name, and so here I didn't. It was not working for that Nginx with this bootstrap, so I have just mentioned. I didn't add actually. So here the public IP address should be true, and key name I'm referring to it should refer to the key name which I have called earlier. Then RDS instance subnet group before creating RDS instance, and the two subnet IDs I have to mention, and database instance depends on is the attribute. It should be interlinked with the subnet would be attached to this RDS instance. So I'm giving depends on. Then properties, whatever the features we need. DB class, we are referring to that DB class we already called. Engine availability zone already called. It's not needed. Multi is it publicly accessible force, and storage, everything we called username, password, subnet group, security group, everything. So that's all about this CloudFormation code.
Okay, good.
So we can check.
Right, now you check the stacks, what is happening.
Yeah. think this DB takes time. Remaining all.
RDS takes time, yes.
Yeah.
So can you check Terraform destroy, or is it destroyed completely or working still?
It's destroyed.
Okay. Can you go to console and check those entities created by
Yes.
Terraform? Anything is remained?
It's actually now. This is the new one going to create.
The old ones are not there.
Yes.
Okay. Other groups, networks for with the Terraform you created, those also you can check it.
That is actually deleted. This is the one
Mm,
which I created for Terraform.
mm,
This is the name I have given. So this is the new one now.
mm,
CloudFormation one. This is.
Easy to, yes.
Yes. So I can just connect to this. RTS I can check. It is in creating, backing up now.
You need
So
to install
this,
MariaDB, right?
yes. So this is actually Linux CMI, not Ubuntu. So I need to make some changes in the code.
The command is called m install.
Yeah.
With MariaDB, you will have client also, right?
It might be the, but
You can see in the installations itself.
it's just backing up. I'm just trying. I don't think, I'm not sure it will work or not.
Take some time. Username.
So username default I've given as DB admin. Yeah, it's coming actually.
So database has got, server has got client also.
Yes.
MariaDB server. Okay, good.
Yes.
Now you have showed stack running and it created RDS in CF using CloudFormation. Then you connected to the database and it is working. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So in 3 demos, one is manual setup, you showed these results, and in Terraform automation script also you showed it, and in CloudFormation also you showed it. Now you can go ahead and delete your stack.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You follow the same procedure, same approach in all demos. Let the people see. Really speaking to you, no, many trainers cannot do this kind of demos in their teaching also, honestly speaking, because they don't have skills like this combined skills.
Okay.
Taking the domain and moving forward with automations, with the different tools in the same demo. Okay, so you're removing the stack, right? Okay, I
Yes.
will stop recording. Okay, right, good.